On January 17th in 1931, in Arkbulta, I think it's Arkbutla, Mississippi, one of the greatest talents in film, in television, uh, was born into the world. He didn't start out that way, of course. He started out with a very bad stutter, a very difficult time speaking and making his point across. Raised by his grandparents to a relatively rough life, going through college and enlisting in the military, getting his Ranger tab during the Korean War conflict, uh, and then eventually getting into Shakespearean theater and the likes of King Lear, Othello, Hamlet, things like that. Eventually, he found his way into Star Wars. The most iconic voice I can think of, especially being raised in the 80s and 90s, and even to this day, I can't think of another voice. Immediately, you know who it is. I'm talking, of course, about the great James Earl Jones. Unfortunately, today, I'm actually very saddened. I'm actually legitimately sad by this. James Earl Jones has passed away. He was 93 years old. Accomplished a lot, overcame, trials and things to become just a straight up icon. An icon just not just for movies and television, pop culture in general, and in general just a good guy. From everything I've read or ever heard about the guy, he was a decent human being in general. And it's a real bummer when we lose a talent like that, because that is a talent given from God. That voice just is it's so difficult to point out an individual by their voice sometimes. Considering there's millions of people in the world, or billions, I don't know, we're at a billion, something more than a billion people. I don't know. I should know that, but I don't care. Right now, we're one shy of where we were, and it sucks because he was awesome. Anyway, so if you get around to it today, maybe take a moment of silence for James Earl Jones. Probably the only reason I'll watch Star Wars again now. I have to go back and watch it again. I've been kind of not watching it since The Acolyte. I'm kind of avoiding because of the whole Disney thing. But in honor of James Earl Jones, I mean, hell, just watch The Lion King. I know it's still Disney, but fucking Coming to America, The Sandlot, the old man in the Sandlot. He was in the Hunt for Red October. Yeah, Field of Dreams. He was in Field of Dreams. Ton of movies, tons of television. He was the evil king in Conan the Barbarian. That's a good one to look back at. But yeah, from everything that I've heard from people that have met him at conventions and whatnot, nicest guy. Couldn't be friendlier, which is something you don't get very often. Someone of his status in Hollywood. I mean, you just look at the guy and you just see a picture of him. He just looks bubbly and sweet. Just looks like you'd want to get along with him and hang out with him. Looks like you'd want to hear him tell the story to you. And then you hear his voice and you want to hear him keep telling a story, is what it comes off as. So, I mean, he's won tons of awards, just been in tons of stuff. He doesn't need introduction. You know who he is. If you don't, then I highly suggest take the time today to acquaint yourself with the late, very great James Earl Jones. I know he's been an icon to my childhood and my life. And after all the crap with Cosby, I needed an icon that was still safe. And so far, it's proven good. So now it's over, and his legacy lives on in the work and the art that he left for us. So, yeah, rest in peace, James Earl Jones, and anyway, moo out.